Welcome to Golden Bachelor. If you love celebrity news and real entertainment updates, you're in the right place. The second season of The Golden Bachelor might have had the most dramatic transformation in franchise history. When Mel Owens was first announced as the Golden Bachelor, the reaction wasn't all roses and champagne. He was confident, charming, and undeniably handsome for his age, but then he said something that nearly derailed the entire season before it even began. In a pre-show interview, Mel casually mentioned that his ideal dating age range was between 45 and 60. That one sentence set off a firestorm online. Fans were quick to point out that the entire premise of The Golden Bachelor was to celebrate love later in life, to show that romance, passion, and connection don't fade with age. Mel's comment felt like a slap in the face to the very women who had signed up to meet him. Social media lit up overnight. People questioned whether ABC had made the right choice. Was Mel Owens really ready to date mature women, or was he just looking for something younger? It wasn't a good look. But the producers decided to move forward anyway. They knew controversy could spark curiosity, and curiosity means ratings. And so, filming began. At first, Mel carried that same defensive energy into the mansion. He came across as guarded, sometimes even skeptical, like a man afraid to show softness. But little by little, as the women shared their stories, something shifted. The ex-football player who once looked untouchable began to reveal his heart. The tough exterior cracked, and what came through was a man who was lonely, searching, and surprisingly sensitive beneath all that confidence. And that's where the Golden Bachelor began to shine. Among the 23 incredible women ranging from their late 50s to late 70s, two names rose above the rest: Peg Munson and Cindy Angelsick Cullors. Two women who couldn't be more different, yet both managed to steal Mel's heart in their own ways. Peg, 62, is a retired firefighter from Las Vegas. Strong, fearless, and full of life, she's the type of woman who's lived through everything and still smiles through the storms. She's fiery, opinionated, and unafraid to tell it like it is. Peg doesn't play games. She knows what she wants, and she makes it known. On Cindy, 60, on the other hand, is warm, soft-spoken, and deeply nurturing. She listens more than she talks, and when she does speak, her words land with calm reassurance. She's the kind of woman who makes everyone around her feel at peace. Both women had incredible chemistry with Mel, but in totally different ways. Peg challenged him. Cindy comforted him. Peg lit the spark. Cindy kept it burning. And that's what made Mel's final decision so impossible. As the season drew closer to its end, the emotional tension was through the roof. The overnight dates brought heart-to-heart conversations and, of course, a few awkward moments. But no one expected what Peg would say next. During their last romantic evening together, she sat Mel down and calmly said, "If you choose me and we get married, there needs to be a prenup." It was bold, it was unexpected, and it instantly set the fandom ablaze. Peg explained that she's worked hard for everything she has. After seeing what happened with the Golden Bachelor's first couple, Jerry Turner and Teresa Nist, she wanted to make sure her next chapter began with honesty and protection. The memory of Jerry and Teresa's short-lived marriage was still fresh. They tied the knot in January, a beautiful televised ceremony full of joy and hope, only to file for divorce just 3 months later. That breakup broke the illusion of fairy tale forever. It proved that even the golden love stories can turn to heartbreak in the real world. So when Peg brought up the prenup, it wasn't cold or cynical. It was practical. She didn't want another public love story that ended in disaster. She wanted to be sure Mel was choosing her for love, not for a lifestyle. Mel was taken aback. You could see it in his eyes. Part surprise, part respect. Peg wasn't testing him. She was setting her boundary. And that honesty, it made her even more irresistible to him. Meanwhile, Cindy was quietly capturing hearts in her own way. During her final date, she looked Mel in the eyes and told him she was ready to commit, ready for a real partnership. But she also admitted she needed to know he was truly ready too, because love, at this stage of life, isn't about butterflies, it's about peace. And Mel gave her an answer that melted hearts everywhere. He told her he was ready for marriage again, that he'd spent too many years convincing himself that he didn't need anyone, that this experience had shown him how much love still mattered, even now. But then he admitted, with tears in his eyes, that he was torn between two women. It was one of those raw, unfiltered moments that reminded everyone why the Bachelor franchise still works after all these years. Because love, no matter your age,
Cindy
is
listened
complicated.
quietly, nodded, and told him she trusted him to follow his heart. She didn't try to convince him or beg him to choose her. She simply smiled and said, "Whatever happens, I just want you to be happy." And that's when fans everywhere began to wonder, could this woman be any more graceful? When finale night finally arrived, the tension could have cut through glass. Mel Owens stood there, roses trembling slightly in his hands, looking at two women who had both taught him something different about love. Peg taught him strength. Cindy taught him softness. And in that moment, viewers realized something powerful. Maybe that was the point of his whole journey, to find balance between fire and calm. Reports say Mel made his choice, and he's now happily engaged and already planning a wedding. After all the rocky starts, the awkward comments, the bad press, and the doubts, Mel Owens finally found his redemption arc. Producers couldn't be happier. Sources close to the show revealed that execs were elated by the outcome. One insider said he was difficult in the beginning. Everyone doubted him. But once he opened up and trusted the process, everything changed. He really did get his storybook ending. And it's true, Mel's journey turned out to be everything the Golden Bachelor was supposed to represent. Second chances, vulnerability, and the idea that love can blossom at any age. From the outside, it might just look like another TV romance, but underneath, there's something deeply human about it. We saw a man who started defensive and uncertain and ended with his heart completely open. And this time, the ending wasn't about shock value or scandal. It was about hope. The network needed a win after Jerry and Teresa's heartbreak, and Mel delivered exactly that. A real, uplifting, believable ending, the kind of finale that makes people believe in love again. Insiders are already hinting that ABC might televise Mel's wedding, turning it into a full primetime event. After all, who doesn't love a second chance at happily ever after? And as fans await that possible wedding special, everyone seems to agree on one thing. Mel Owens went from the show's biggest question mark to one of its most beloved leads. He proved that it's never too late to change. Never too late to fall in love again. Never too late to write your own ending. There's something inspiring about watching people in their 60s open their hearts on national TV, laughing, crying, learning to trust again. It reminds us that love doesn't have an expiration date. It's timeless. And in the end, Mel's journey wasn't just about finding a partner. It was about finding himself. He walked into the Golden Bachelor mansion with doubts, defenses, and a few rough edges. But he walked out with a fiancé, a softened heart, and the kind of hope that makes us all believe again. After all the drama, the rumors, and the missteps, Mel Owens gave the Golden Bachelor exactly what it needed: a golden ending. And for once, Bachelor Nation is smiling, not arguing. Because sometimes, even after heartbreak, controversy, and chaos, love really does win. So, get ready for the finale and After the Final Rose special, because this isn't just another reality TV ending. It's the kind of fairy tale that reminds us that no matter how old you are, love can still surprise you, heal you, and change everything. Mel Owens might not have started as the perfect bachelor, but he just might have ended as the perfect reminder that love at any age is still worth the risk. And that is what makes this finale pure gold. Thanks for watching Golden Bachelor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next big story.